what is up guys? Technicals Tinkers here, checking in on our little 3D print operation for the day. If you're new to the channel, uninitiated or unfamiliar, I do 3D printing here at home, stuff to improve my life, fix stuff around the house, maybe sell for money, or just show off and have a good time. If you're interested in any of those things, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So today, a little bit different of a vlog because I had a million and one things going on, but none of them are really materializing, but they're kind of interesting. They're like, I'm gonna say they're like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 interesting. You know, I don't wanna be too generous with myself. So all the printers are quiet, but I'm gonna show you kind of the fruits of their labor. I like to start the episodes in here because this is a good background, I guess, for people who just tune in for the first time. It's like, oh look, he actually has printers. Orange Storm Giga, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. This thing is still out of commission completely because last we left off, I was waiting on that motor, right? Been following the saga, the Z or the X axis was jittering when it was coming back or trying to do anything. I thought it was the motor, so this is actually the old motor. I got the new one, put it in. The shaft is not long enough, but I was like, let's at least try it. It's still doing that. And so I reached out to Elegoo, and this thing's obviously still under some level of warranty. They're sending me an X-axis cable, an X-axis connector, an X-axis something or other, everything but the motor. And I've got two of these motors now, so maybe it is a cable or something like that. Maybe throughout the print, it was just some kind of back and forth, wore out the cable. I checked all the connections. The only thing I'm really bugged about, two things, is that I'm gonna have to take this thing actually apart. I'm gonna have to take off that plate to access the main board, the whatever they call it, the motherboard of the thing, in order to replace those. Further to that, down here camera guy, further to that, this thing hasn't even shipped yet. And this was like a week ago that I got the email from Elegoo. They're sending it, it's sending e-packet, and if you have to pay any duties, let us know and we'll PayPal you the difference. Elegoo is a big company. I understand the Orange Storm Giga is like kind of a rare printer. Not a lot of people have it, so it doesn't make sense to have a lot of the parts on hand ready to go. But these are motors and cables, man. I mean, you can't tell me you can't put these at a US distribution center to just kind of send out, because waiting like 2-3 weeks, that's unbelievable. And again, this is just me. The frustration's mounting with the Orange Storm Giga. With all these problems, it just seems like I can get maybe 1 or 2 good prints out of it, and then it's back to square one. It makes for good content though, because people do tune in to look at it, and so I'm appreciative of that. And that's why I'll continue to use the thing. So hopefully we can get to the point where this thing's back up and operational, because I got a lot of stuff I want to print on the Giga. Notice up here too, I've got my, this is one of my battery backups I just use for my house in case of power outage, because someone was asking in the comments about the battery backups for the printers. So you may notice back here behind my bamboos, I do have this, this APC UPS back here for the bamboo machines. I thought, hey, I've got this Anker Solix. This is a pretty badass, to be honest, a little battery backup. I hope to put a Generac in my house, something that runs on gas, but I don't have that many power outages here enough to really merit that thing, because those things require maintenance. You have to like maintain them ongoing and kick them on and, you know, blow out the cobwebs every so often. So this works great in a pinch because it provides enough. I'm not selling this. Now, links in the description below if you want to buy one, because this model, whatever the current version is about 500 bucks. But I was gonna start like saying like, oh yeah, get this. This actually doesn't work as a UPS. It is an interruptible power supply. So unfortunately that doesn't work, but they do have models that do work for that. So if anyone's interested in getting a beefy battery backup for like a bunch of printers, this, the Anker series is great. It's pricey, but it's a quality brand, and actually you can charge this on solar. It does have the PV hookups on the back, and they do have ones that feed, that can go up to like 20 amps. So you can connect beefy stuff. You see back here, you get the PV inputs, and you got the standard charging. I forget the milliamp hours on this thing, but it is significant. So check that out, link in the description below. Let's get back to the good stuff. All right, so first things last, dude. Obviously, I have a new 3D printer here. This is the Flashforge AD5X. Been with the channel for any length of time, you know that my 85M Pro, I love that machine. It gives me consistent results every time, the 85M Pro. It's an enclosed machine, so I've been running all my PET G stuff on it, but I can run, you know, some of the higher end filaments, engineering filaments and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Flashforge. They reached out and said if I wanted to take a look at this machine, But honestly, I'm a bit overloaded, and I told them like, I'll do it for like money. And they're like, we don't really have the budget for it, and you're like the tiniest channel in the world. They didn't say that. I love Flashforge. They didn't say that, but they were like, you know, we'll send you the machine. I told them, look, I'll do it, but I'm just gonna kind of work it into the vlog. I'm not gonna create this fleshed out video because honestly, I don't know you. I'm gonna ask you, dear viewer, when you see those videos in your feed, do you watch them? Because I have a tendency to not watch those because it's like, this whole video is centric around a printer and there are like 50 of these videos in my feed. I'd much rather just see it on an ongoing basis, but when you tell companies that, they're like, no, they want a very standardized thing. And that's not just Flashforge, that's all of them. In my experience anyway, they all want 8-minute to 12-minute video, show this, don't show too much unboxing. They want to have like a checklist, and I'm like, hey, I'll play ball for money. You know, as long as I give my honest take on the machine. But I told them, it's like, look, I'll take it, but I'm just gonna work it into the vlog and I'll do that. And if you want that, then send the machine over. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what they said. They're really easy to work with. I do like Flashforge. And I gotta say, the filaments that they sent over, these 3 on these plastic spools are Flashforge filaments. Flashforge filaments. That's about the prettiest damn fluorescent neon orange that I've ever seen. I really like that. Did a sample print here. This is just like a quality test, 0.2 layer height. This just came off. I haven't even really looked at it. The supports, I increased the top Z distance on this thing, but it seems like I'm gonna have some trouble getting those off. So good stuff so far. And at the price point, because I was putting together some notes on this thing, you know, a comparable an A1 with AMS Lite is gonna be $100 more than what you see here. But that's, an A1's not Core XY. This is Core XY, multi-material, all in one package for $399. So this is a really good deal. Links in the description below if you want to buy one. I've had great results with Flashforge all the way through. Many of my peers that I talk to really like Flashforge. They hit on all cylinders. So I'm going to keep doing some prints with this thing. I'm going to keep working on that, but stay tuned for it. You know, I know a lot of people are putting out videos on the AD5X. I'm like the last one to get that thing, but I'm really liking it thus far. All right, and so the second thing we got over here, hot off the A1. I haven't tested these yet. You're gonna test them with me in real time. Let's go see what the hell these things are. Before we go see what the hell these things are, this is this. So this is a piece of door trim, another really super boring 3D print thing that I'm gonna, if it works, probably make like a short video about, because I do think this is interesting. So this is a piece of door trim. I'm gonna show you what it is, but I kind of wanted to see if it fit inside of here. Somewhat, sort of, yes. Okay, let's go. Come here. So these door trim pieces, we had our floors replaced a couple years ago, and we had big nice hardwoods, which we replaced with vinyl because that's the smart thing that people do. Anyway, a big thick floor going down to a relatively thin floor left these sizable gaps underneath the trim around doors. And so what I did was I took a piece of trim, a sacrificial piece of trim from somewhere that could afford to lose it, and I went around over the course of like 3 days, cutting off itty bitty pieces of these pieces of trim, all different sizes, with an 1/8 of an inch saw blade. So you can imagine how difficult that would be to get some precision fit. And I went around and just sort of glued them in, caulked them, and sanded and touched up paint times about 80. I think there were 80 little pieces, somewhere in the range of that. It was less than 100, but it was more than 50, and put them in. The unfortunate part is they look fucking ugly. And my keen-eyed spouse is quick to tell me how ugly they are. So what I've been hoping to do is take this little piece, convert it into an SVG, extrude it up into a 3D printed version of it, and then go around and I can 3D print them with absolute precision and fit them right in, and no one's the wiser. And so maybe it's a little hard to tell in here. This one needs to be a little bit taller. The lighting in here is not great. This is the dog's bedroom. I think I did pretty good tracing out the SVG. I probably need another 1.5 millimeters here. I'm not planning to glue these into place. I'm planning on press fitting these right in. I'm not gonna caulk, I'm not gonna paint them. I'm just gonna print them in white, probably solid, and then just fit them in here. Miss some paint right there on that quarter round, unfortunately. See here, this continues around, so it's gonna be a bunch of custom work over and over and over again So I'm hopeful that this is like kind of like the final solution for this, because cutting it out, cutting a bunch of little pieces out, using construction adhesive to hold them in place, caulking and painting, that's a lot of liquidy stuff that could get on the floor. And if I can just 3D print a piece, it would cost, you know, literally pennies, like 15 cents or something like that. And it would fit all the way in. All I need to do is take the measurement here, and because we have all the same trim on all the doors, I should be able to get a pretty good result. My second idea was to make sort of a negative of it. So this is the 3D printed version. I broke this one. I kind of bouilloned it out to make sort of a shell. My thinking being is like, okay, well, I don't know what the height is. If I can print a bunch of these at say 10 millimeters high, then I could have a standardized version that just sort of clips on, and then when you slide it down, it makes kind of the look. Unfortunately, it needs to absolutely be super ultra precision, and all these door jambs over the course of, you know, 15 years, the house is 15 years old, you know, have imperfections and gaps and things like that. So I'm not sure that this is really gonna work out. You know, oh man, that's a really good idea. Hang on. So here's my genius idea. All right, so here's my genius idea. This needs to be precision fit. It's PLA. If only there was a way to soften up PLA and kind of push it into place. So either this is gonna work great or really bad. My aim is to just kind of close in these gaps a little bit. So just kind of, you know, in the future I could probably use a hair dryer for this. Just work my way around. It doesn't take a lot to get PLA to be, just trying to prove the concept here, Domino. Don't worry too much about the details. Like, this is actually working out really well. How good of a zoom I'm gonna get, but like, okay, ignore this part. That actually is, and it's stuck. It's like kind of melted to it. I'm thinking, what if I just print a straight piece and contour it in? I'm gonna do that. So, screw this thing, add primitive. We're gonna do a cube, and we want it to be not uniform scale. We're gonna make it, Z distance should be this is only 2 millimeters. So we sent that off to print, about 15-minute print. It's a 2 millimeter wide strip. So it's basically just a PLA strip that I'm gonna use heat, probably not torch, but probably like a, you know, heat gun or something, to just heat up and kind of contour around. And if I can do that, that would keep me from having to remove all the trim pieces that I put in previously, and it would give me a literally perfect edge. And it's plastic, so I can just pop it off if need be. I am worried about it adhering enough, but we'll see. Well, that's why we do testing. So while we're waiting on that, the other interesting thing I've been working on, I'm not sure if anyone's seen this, but the rapper T-Pain, I guess he does like game streaming or something like that. He's recently gotten into 3D printing. I'm not sure if it's like a sponsorship for Bamboo or something like that. It doesn't seem like it is. So I tweeted at him, because he said in his video he wanted like a real big printer. He got H2Ds, but I tweeted him something about the Giga, so hopefully, you know, maybe some a repost or something like that. Again, chasing views and whatnot. But my thinking is, with my brain, is I got this here picture of him off the internet, and then I fed it into Maker World, spent a big old 10 points to get like, it's a pretty crude 3D model. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, pretty crude, but I'm trying to do this quickly. And then I fed it over here into Bamboo and did a really quick paint job. It's kind of difficult to do. There's not a lot of clean edges for me to like paint. Had to do all of it by hand. It's not exactly one for one, but my hope is if I can get like a good time lapse and tweet it at him, then maybe a repost, maybe collab, T-Pain. I need a Winn-Dixie grocery bag full of 3D prints in the VIP section. Something like that. I mean, I know it's clout chasing and whatnot, but you know, this is the vlog, this is the behind the scenes, this is me explaining what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing in an effort to chase, you know, more visibility or whatnot. So we'll give that a few minutes to finish up, and then we'll see if it works. I feel like this product might end up being a big hit. All right, over here on the other side, probably want a little cobweb here. So I want it soft, but not too soft. Wait for it to cool as I push it around. This does take some kind of like finesse. Yeah, that's gonna welt up. I mean, I think this has a lot of potential. I mean, this is obviously a screwed up job that I did. All right, so looking here at the, see how bad I got burned on my thumb. That's pretty bad. Just kidding. Just put Sharpie on it. You thought for a second though. Anyway, our little test here, I mean, it's obviously screwed up, but this is like a learning experience. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I made this 150 millimeters long. I think I'm gonna print them at 250, just as long as I can get them on a bamboo machine. I think I'm gonna take the thickness down. I'm gonna take the thickness down to 1 millimeter, make it a little thinner, use a heat gun, and then I'm gonna probably look for like a piece of, like, you know, TPU might work well. I'm not sure if TPU can hold up to repeated heat application. That's why I probably wanna use like rubber or something like that, or something that I can apply just a generalized force to one side, and then the other side is, you know, can kind of fill in and push the PLA in, but keep it, you know, straight up and down, because I don't want it pushing it underneath the trim. And is this boring enough for you yet? But maybe there's some people out there that have a similar issue, and I was like, man, that's a good idea. And plus this, I looked around for generalized like door trim filler. Everything is like, oh yeah, just use like wood filler or spackle or caulk or all these kind of things. Like, doesn't seem like there's like a big off-the-shelf solution for this. So if you know, you print 100 of these for nothing, for $1, and you could sell 100 of them for 20 bucks, easily 20 bucks. So maybe that's an actual product or something like that. And right when I just completely get off of selling 3D print stuff, something like this maybe falls into my lap. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's make sure it works first. So I'm going to print up a bunch of these. We'll check back in on the next vlog to see if it works. And if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below if you think this has promise. And I know it's all screwed up now, but you know, again, I think like just given how quick we sort of whipped this together, I think it shows a lot of potential. That is what I'm working on in the 3D print space for today. Love to know what you think about any or all of these projects in the comments below. I know it was kind of like a weird episode. It was like, you know, there's really not anything printing, but there's still a lot of stuff going on. And again, that's the magic with 3D printing, for me anyway. In my opinion, the magic of 3D printing, because I mean, you can print, you know, medium sexy angels in pink PLA to go sell at the farmer's market on the weekend. Yeah, that's cool and everything, but it's really this day-to-day kind of stuff that just kind of, it tickles my jimmies a little bit. You know, being able to print door trim stuff, or, you know, brackets for around the house, things like that, that just makes all the difference to me. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Be sure to like the video because it's the nice thing to do, and of course, subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.